Good morning, everybody. Hard to believe, 2 days and we're into 2023. 2022 was quite an interesting year for all the things we all know about, but for our restaurants as well, openings, closings, changings. But somebody who is fairly new in our world, well, he's actually old in our world because he was here before, but with Benzina, a fabulous, fairly new pizza place, which is more than pizza. Brad Anderson, welcome. Good morning, Brad.
Welcome, Pat. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm getting tired of snow and it's just officially winter.
Yes, I see your
Yeah.
backdrop with the snow, and I was out shoveling all day yesterday, so it was a real snow.
Oh, well, this is not a painted background.
No,
This is for real. And they said, oh no, hardly any snow, no worry.
right.
I don't
Yeah,
think that happened.
yeah.
So tell people, well, you have been in the restaurant business for a very long time.
I have probably too long.
No, well, tell us about you.
We started back. Well, I moved to Denver in 1981 and worked with the guys that own Rick's Cafe and the Chrysler. And then when they sold the Chrysler, went back to Rick's in 85 and stayed there till 1990. And I met my partner, Tom Walls and Jerry Good. And we came up with a concept for the Ghost Building down on 18th and Stout. It was called the Rocky Mountain Diner. Tom was also the owner of Trinity Grill, and so he had some experience in downtown. We were looking for a pan fried chicken restaurant. Had the recipes. I came from Kansas City and had the recipes from Stroud's pan fried chicken.
Me
And
too.
so we were basically looking for a location to do that, but we couldn't really find anything. Tom called up and said, hey, we've got this option on the Ghost Building. Would you want to do that? And I said, yep, let's do it. And that opened in 1990, and we lost our lease in 2013. So we were for 23 years, and we'd still be there had we not had the lease issue. But that being said, we went back and bought Rick's Cafe in 93 and turned that into Chopper's Sports Grill. And then we sold that just recently to Frank Schultz of the Tavern Group. And then we finally fulfilled my dream of doing the Stroud's pan fried chicken when we bought an old dilapidated hotel down in Castle Rock, and we turned that into the Castle Cafe. And
that's still open.
That's still open. I sold out to my partner's Tom's son, Dylan, who was doing the day to day. And so Dylan's running that now. I don't have anything to do with it, but it's still a proud moment in my resume, so to speak. It's really great down there.
It is, and so is Rocky Mountain Diner. Okay, now we have Benzina.
Benzina was I did that myself. We signed the lease in January of 2018. So COVID was not in the picture. Everything was doing great in the restaurant business, and realized when we did a change of use, it was an old gas station, that the city can come in and create many headaches, which we were unaware of. And so it took 3.5 years to build it. It was a 1.5-year project, and it doubled in price. So the pandemic came up right in the middle of that. We had to stop construction. We started it up again 3 months later. Subs had gone out of business, so we got new subs. Their prices doubled, so it was a mess. But it was a labor of love, and
the result is great looking.
It is a great building. I think we're the only restaurant that has ever received the Mayor's Design Award.
Oh, wow.
Historic Denver Award this year in the same year.
Good
and
for
then
you.
we were also in Architectural Digest top 10 new buildings in Denver for this year. So it got a lot of praise and recognition. It is it's different, as you know. It's got a funky kind of mid-century modern look to it, which drew me to that building. And Simple Brown Architects did a great job in finishing it out, and the interior fits the look. And so everybody comes in goes, man, this thing, it feels like we're in New York City or LA or someplace, not Denver. So,
And actually, even though it's a quote pizza place, it's really not, because
right.
you have the best pizza in town, but everything is way upscale gourmet food. I mean, you're not running a pizza joint.
No, we kind of got labeled pizza place. Unfortunately, we hired a gentleman named Brian Lockwood, who came in about 7 months before we opened. I had called a friend in New York who was a restaurant consultant, and I said, Keith, you got anybody that would want to come to Denver and run our little neighborhood pizza joint? And he said, yeah, I got your guy, Brian Lockwood. Look him up. And then he hangs up. So I Google Brian Lockwood and read about him and call Keith back and said, Keith, what are you doing? I just need somebody to run our little pizza place, and you're sending me maybe one of the top 20 chefs in the country. And he said, no, Brad, he would probably be in the top 10. And Brian's history goes back to Ladicio's in Boulder, believe it or not, up there on North Broadway. Right. He was a dishwasher, and then he moved up to the line. And one of the brothers there said, Brian, you're really great at this. You should get the heck out of Boulder and spread your wings. So he moved to San Francisco, worked for Gary Danko. He did some work in Hawaii. Then he went to the French Laundry, where he met Bobby Stuckey. And then they were talking about doing Frasca. And they asked him to be their head chef at Frasca. He said yes. He moved back to Boulder, was there for 2 years. And then Daniel Hum had just purchased 11 Madison Park. And he did that white cookbook for right. 11 Madison Park. And so they were on a book tour and chef's dinners. And so Bobby did one for Daniel up at Frasca. And at the end of service, Daniel approached Brian and said, I've been watching you all night, and you're special. Would you want to come back to New York and be my sous chef at 11 Madison Park? And he said, yep. Okay.
So now, huge background for him, that he is the one. Let's get to Denver. He designed the menu.
Correct.
Okay, now tell us about Benzina.
My wife tells me, Pat, I talk too much. So
well, you just gave us a very long history. So let's get to Benzina.
So he came and he worked on the menu. We have a seasonal menu, changes every 3 months. And Brian has worked on that, and we're able to rotate our menu, and we keep about 50% of the menu on full time, but change. And we're going to have a change here in the next couple of weeks for our winter menu, which will change out a salad, a couple pastas, and a new
tell us some of the things on the menu.
What do we have now?
Okay, let's talk about the arancini.
Yeah,
that will always be on.
Is everybody says it's the best they've ever had, and I know you have every time you come in, and it's not your normal rice arancini ball with a hard rubber piece of mozzarella in the middle. It's got imported gorgonzola cheese in the middle. We use saffron risotto instead of just white rice, and it makes a huge difference. And so that's always be on.
And your smoked trout Caesar will always be there.
Yeah, that'll always be there. The cauliflower with the pine nut puree and bacon jam will always be there.
I've never tried it. Okay, and the pizzas.
Yeah, you should.
Nice. Okay. talk, I'd be happy to. The pizza.
Pizzas, we'll always have the margarita, the meatball, the spicy sopressata, and the mushroom. And then we rotate through clam pizza, carbonara pizza. We will come up with a vegetarian pizza, I think, this winter. So we're adding one or two new ones every season, rotating some off and rotating them
They're
back.
made in that fabulous oven, and the dough
Yeah.
is incredible. I mean, it is just the best pizza. It's
Well,
not ordinary pizza.
no, we take a lot of time, like a lot of places in town do now. The pizza industry has changed quite a bit in Denver over the last 10 years. I think Marco's coal-fired pizza kind of changed the attitude way back when he brought in his VPN style pizzas, which are from Naples, the original style. We changed ours up a little bit, just so we could be a little more creative, and we add different types of flours instead of just one, and we do a 72-hour ferment, and
I love to watch your pizza guy. I said how he doesn't have carpal tunnel syndrome at the end one night. I don't know. And then you always have pastas.
We always have our pastas. Chef Danny, our executive chef, who's there every day, was the executive chef at Acorn before they closed during the pandemic. And he's from Italy, just north of Milan, and has been making pasta with his grandmother for 30 years. And then he moved to the United States and ended up in Aspen, and then came down to Denver, and he makes the pasta every day, fresh, and it's terrific.
Everything from tagliatelle to gnocchi, fabulous pasta. Your gnocchi are the best in town. And I'm not a gnocchi fan, but I'll eat those. Oh no, I changed my mind. I'm always good for that. So you always have this fabulous menu. Now for fun, and you have the best chicken and steak.
The chicken, fun story with that. When I was talking to Brian, I noticed that he had the Nomad Hotel on his resume, and Daniel Hum had purchased it when Brian was working with Daniel at 11 Madison Park. And so he went there to be the executive chef for a couple of years. And a friend of mine, Craig Andreessen, called me from New York 8 years ago with John Elway, and they were at the Nomad, and he said, we just had the best chicken we've ever had in our life. Have you ever been here? And I said, no, I hadn't. And we talked for a few more minutes, and that was the end of it. Never thinking I'd ever hear that again.
And it's fabulous.
Brian came, and I told him the story, and I said, can we get close to that? And he just winked and gave me the okay sign and said, we'll kill it. And so we do something different. We do a citrus marinade for 24 hours. It's 100% citrus. A lot of people water it down, do things like that. But ours, well, yeah.
Well, someday I am going to bring my son just to eat that, because he doesn't eat pasta and stuff, and it's fabulous. Okay, now before we're out of time, you do a happy hour all the time.
We do happy hour. We're only open Wednesday through Sunday, but that's changing next year. But our happy hour right now is Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday, we don't do it, but we do it 3 days a week. And then we do nightly service Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, and let me just say, the happy hour is a huge bargain, great fun. And I don't think enough people know about it because it's fabulous. Yeah. So everybody should enjoy that. Now, so that's one thing you have to tell more people about. The other thing is you are going to open another night and do something. So tell us.
Yeah, we're planning the end of January that we're going to have a Benzina Pizza Party, we're going to call it. And it's going to be on Monday nights. We'll do it from 5 to 9. And it's going to be totally different from some. It's almost like a pop-up inside the restaurant for one, because it's going to be totally different. Our service is really great, and the food we serve is very elevated. We're going to continue that service, and we're going to keep our food at a high level, but we're going to reduce some of the sizes of the salads and charge $10 to $12 for a salad. We're going to add a pizza or two to the pizza repertoire, and then we're going to discount those. We're either going to do buy one, get one for half price, or do $5 off each one. We're not sure exactly what we're going to do yet, but it's still being formulated. But it's going to be a great deal. It's going to be much more casual. We're going to have a DJ. We're not going to take reservations. It'll be walk-ins, first come, first serve. So it'll be more casual and fun. And
sounds fabulous.
You know, we have been told that we're a little expensive. In our defense, the restaurant business is really tough in today's world, as you know, Pat. And we're just trying to keep our head above water, and we use the best ingredients that we can find, and those are expensive. So
and I applaud you for not cutting back on any of those.
Yeah,
so,
we haven't cut back on quality. We haven't cut back on portion size, anything that people are doing and they're not doing it to try to make more money. They're just trying to survive, I think. So
okay, so this is going to happen the end of January.
Correct.
And the happy hour's there now. And what are you doing? Are you open New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, or any of that?
We're going to be open New Year's Eve, Saturday night, tomorrow, and we're going to do regular menu and also have a price fix menu that we're going to offer one arancini ball, Caesar salad, the gnocchi pasta, and a dessert. Danny's coming up with a new Year's Eve dessert. So we'll have a 4-course price fix with a glass of Prosecco for $55.
Oh, good for you. And are you open New Year's Day, Sunday?
No, we'll be closed New Year's Day.
Okay. So we've got all that lined up. I can hardly wait. And by the way, we are close to out of time, but you have great drinks, wine, service, everything. And I, until the day you can, I would make a reservation because I always do. Just to be sure.
Yes.
Well, it's just to be sure. Give us the hours, the address, all the particulars.
Okay. Right now we're open Wednesday through Sunday. Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. Happy hour starts at 4:30 and goes till 6. And our regular hours on food is Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday, 5 o'clock to 8:30. Friday and Saturday, we open at 5 and go till 9:30. And then when we add the Benzina Pizza Party, that will be Mondays, 5 to 9.
And I am so excited because there's no place to go on Mondays. Well, a few, very few. And we all need places, and that's the best. Give the phone number, the web page.
Yeah, we're benzinadenver.com. The phone number is 303-399-2352. Address 4839 East Colfax. It's easier to remember. It's the intersection of Colfax and Eudora, which is halfway between Colorado and Monaco. Kind of an upcoming neighborhood. Marzix has been there for a long time. The Elm was there. So we're all in that little neighborhood, and it's starting to bustle.
And it is the best. And Benzina is Benzina. And to all of you who are watching this, please like and subscribe to the Gabb, TheGabb, on YouTube, where you will see this. You'll also find it on Facebook and Instagram. And Brad, love you from old times, new times. I adore, and so do all my friends, everyone I know, Benzina. You're the best. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you, Pat.
All our watchers, listeners, viewers. the
Yes.
best for all of you. A happy, healthy new year. And I'll see you at Benzina very soon.
All right.
Have a
Pat,
great holiday.
Pat,
Much love. Thank you. Bye-bye.
bye.